cold evening, all the engines were tucked away in the sheds. Thomas the tank engine wasn't tired. He wanted to talk with his friends. "Why don't we talk about something?" "Well, what sort of something?" Toby quizzed. "How about colours?" "What about them?" "Well, which is the best, obviously. I, for one, believe it's blue. After all, it is an excellent colour for a rarely reliable engine." Gordon cut in. "Long ago, my brothers and I were all green," he explained. "It was all very well in its own way, but now I much prefer my blue. It suits me." "I like my green," interjected Duck. "It's a good, proper working colour for an engine. It's respectable." "You only like it because it's Great Western," sniffed Thomas. "Duck's right," said Henry. "I'd rather be green than blue any day. I'd hate to be red like James. It's a vulgar, loud colour, and I'd look like a ruddy fire engine." "At least people can see me coming," retorted James. "I don't disappear into the background like some engines I could mention." Henry sneered. "Well, you listen here." But his retorts were drowned out in the laughter of the other engines. Henry was still cross next morning. He banged the coaches as he reversed onto his train. "Disappearing into the background," he muttered. "I'll show them." They had a fast run, but it didn't improve Henry's temper. He bumped the coaches again when they reached the workstation, and yet again when he backed onto them for the return journey. He simmered angrily while the fireman fastened the coupling. No one had noticed a faint rattle from beneath Henry's footplate as he snorted away. Soon they were running well. Faster and faster they went. Henry began to feel better, but it didn't last long. As they sped through the junction, Henry heard a loud crack from below his cab. "Glory be!" shouted the fireman. The driver looked, then quickly shut off steam and put the brakes hard on. "Ooh! What's happened?" wailed Henry. "You've gone and broken your tender coupling, you daft engine," answered the fireman. "Stop!" Slowly, Henry did. "We must drop Henry's fire," the driver said urgently. "It'll be dangerous to let him boil dry now that we can't get more water from the tender." The fireman agreed and set to work at once. "You run and tell the box up the line. I'll stay here and look after Henry." The driver nodded, climbed down from the cab, and set off down the line to tell the signalman what had happened. When he returned, he found Henry completely hidden in a huge cloud of black smoke which billowed from beneath his cab. The fireman emerged, wheezing heavily. "Henry's fire set the sleepers alight," he spluttered. We need the fire brigade." The driver acted quickly. He covered his mouth with a rag from his pocket and ran to his engine. "We've got to get the coaches clear," he shouted. Henry understood. He felt his driver's hand on the reverser. Though his fire was low, he gave a tremendous heave backwards. Engine straining and driver choking, they forced the coaches and loose tender back. Once they were safe, the driver quickly changed direction and brought Henry back through the blaze in the other direction, just in time. Eventually, Henry heard the wail of sirens, and soon enough, the fire was out. Later, Donald arrived to take Henry's train. Henry felt most uncomfortable. Workmen made Henry a temporary coupling. They rejoined him to his tender, and then the driver and fireman lit a new fire and drove him gently home. Donald, who had of course seen everything, told the others. They were careful what they talked about that night so as not to upset Henry. However, James was quick to notice that from then on, Henry stopped making rude remarks about the colour of fire engines for quite some time.